see you. We're gonna get started here with Spencer. I'm excited for this class because I've seen it before.
Yeah.
I know what's coming. There's a lot of good things in here for you to take notes on managing your database for referrals. Ashley and I are actually going to be doing a presentation on July 11th about how we built our business off referrals. So we kind of like a lot of the stuff that you talked about in here and the good things to implement. So write down some takeaways from this. This is a good thing to share with other people too. So Spencer's going to come up here. I'm going to flip to his slides. Ashley, this is just us. We do these trainings every week. You guys know here in person. I think there's some new people on Zoom. But because we like to introduce you to people like Spencer that have value to add in our industry and just collaborate, work together, then you can consider working with him in the future and get to know him on a personal level with the kind of things that he is going to share with you. So that is that, and I am going to now flip over to this Spencer and have you come up front and turn on your mic, and I'll turn off mine, and I will also try and get clear. I don't know if that worked. What's that? I don't know if it worked.
Okay, here we go.
So
that means it's working, right?
Now you're on.
Okay.
I think I got them both on right now. I'm gonna put this in. Funky transition happening, just be patient.
It's all good.
It's actually pretty smooth for me, so.
Yeah.
Just gotta make sure this is working. I want you to have a clicker, right?
I've also got a clicker if we need to plug mine in.
I probably have it in upside down.
There we go. Boom.
Cool.
That's it.
There's your tool.
That's it. Okay.
Good.
Okay.
All right. Hi, Barb. Okay.
Let's do it. Okay. Sounds good. Hey, everybody. Well, it's good to be here. I was here. It's been about a year. I looked like last August, I think is when it was. When I was here last. So, yeah, but I love it. You guys are awesome. The space, office space here. I like it. It's good. I like it a lot. So you can actually have that if you want. It's just a copy of the slides. Yeah. Yep. So thanks for having me. Just a couple of housekeeping items really quick. This is CE approved. We got 1 hour of CE. It's not core, sorry. It's just a 1 hour of standard CE. In order to get the CE, I need everybody in here to do, I'll move this way so you can see that. Everybody in here to, I just need your name, your email, and your license number. So I don't know if, is that okay? Okay. And then all you folks online, welcome, thank you. It's a little bit different when you're online and you want CE credit, okay? So I have inside the presentation 3 keywords, okay? Randomly, I need you to give me the 3 keywords at the very end to get the credit. Plus I have to see your eyeballs, I'm sorry. But you can't like turn the camera off and go do your laundry for a little bit and then come back. But I appreciate you being here. Watch for the keywords and let's dive into it. So really quick, just to introduce myself. My name is Spencer Stott. I'm a lender. I'm a mortgage guy. I wouldn't rather do anything else. I love it. I've done it for about 20 years. And my favorite part is I get to help people buy houses, which we do it every day. But for the average Joe, like that's a big deal, right? Yeah. We get to help them buy a house. And it's a big deal. It's a lot of fun. Plus I get to do CE every once in a while, which puts me in front of you guys, which I love doing. So how's the market? What's your pulse on the market? What do you think?
Interesting.
Interesting?
That's
Okay.
what I learned yesterday, is to call it interesting.
Okay. Okay. What else? What's like, do you think we're going the right direction? Are you seeing more, are you more optimistic? Are you seeing more movement maybe? Or what do you think?
I would say it depends on what you're looking at.
Okay.
Yeah, my conversation when people ask that all the time is to drill down to what they're really asking. Because how's the market's pretty vague, it's pretty broad. It's like, what market are you talking about?
Right.
I mean, you're in Mapleton down by you, or you're up in Davis County. What price range are you talking
Yeah.
about? There is no
Yes.
market, there's micro markets, right?
Yeah.
And I
that
think
makes
people
sense.
get confused because what they hear the most is national stats.
Yes.
Right, so that's not even relative to Utah
Right.
County.
Right.
Anyway, so
Yep.
it's a conversation starter for sure.
Yep.
Then we can talk about something more specific.
Yeah. Yep. So on my side, I feel like things have picked up a little bit. I mean, it's not like 2021 numbers, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like things are going well, and I'm super optimistic. It's not going to take much, really. I mean, I know rates seem a little bit high right now, but they're trending in the right direction, and we're excited about that. It's not going to take much, a little bit of positive movement in the right direction for inflation, and suddenly rates are just going to look good. And it's not going to take, I mean, even if we got low sixes, high fives on the rates, I think it would just blow up, right? So we're really close, and I'm super excited and optimistic about it. So
What did the Fed do just recently? Did we have a rate?
I don't think we did, right? No, we didn't have that. So, but I believe that's what the expectation is. So, yeah. Well, I'll get a big announcement when that happens. You guys will be in the know. But so let's talk about marketing. This is why I'm here today. Let's talk about managing your database. So it really is the lowest hanging fruit, right? Would you agree? So, and that's pretty much how we all have built our businesses, is off of referrals, right? I mean, you could spend a whole bunch of money and put your name on a billboard on the freeway, which people do that, and that's great. That costs a lot of money. I don't know how those leads are, if they actually work out, but the referral is the one that actually works out, right? Those are the people that already trust you because they trusted somebody else. They gave you their name or gave them your name. So it is the lowest hanging fruit. So we're going to talk a lot about this today. So before I go any further, though, there's a whole bunch of ideas. If you remember, those who have sat through this, there's a lot of ideas. Don't feel like, and this is I'm being serious here, and this is important. Don't feel like you have to do everything. There's a lot of stuff. Pick one thing. And you have your own personality, you have your own marketing strengths, things you're already working on and whatnot. Pick one thing today that you feel like you can manage yourself and implement pretty quickly, and complete that implementation process and walk away. Set it and forget it, walk away, and maybe start another one. But pick one thing. And at the end of the class, I'm going to ask you what that one thing is, okay? So be thinking about what that one thing is. We're going to start. So we're not really in the real estate business. What? We're in the marketing to our database business. So if we focus on what we're going to do for marketing, and not even that word sometimes is kind of hard. Like, what are we going to do just to simply reach out and to make yourself known to one or many people today, right? So just what are we going to do today to touch our database? Okay. 90% of people say they would use their realtor again on their next home purchase. Which actually what that means is we're doing a really good job, like, right? So most everybody says, I would absolutely use my agent again the next time I buy a house. So we're doing a great job. How many times does that person actually use the agent again on the next home purchase? What's that percentage?
Way less.
Okay, only 20% actually.
That's a lot lower.
Yeah. So we capture that lead, we capture that client, and they're going to be clients for life. They've admitted it, like, this is my guy, this is my gal for life. But then they don't follow through with that. Why do you think that is?
Well, some other realtor swoops in the next 5 or 10 years, and they're doing their job. They're top of mind.
Yeah.
And you didn't follow up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't think we mean to do that. I think we have every intention. Like, we don't mean to do that. I think the problem is we don't have a system in place. We don't utilize technology the way we should. Something that we can count on to reach out and keep us top of mind. So keep that in mind, and what fits your guys' marketing strategies that are existing today. So really quick, I don't want to spend too much time on this, but we're going to go over some math for a couple of minutes. What would you agree? I don't know, $10,000 for an average gross commission?
Sure.
It's good for examples.
Yeah, it's good for math, right? It's probably maybe a little more usually, right?
Yeah.
We'll just use $10,000. That means you sell someone a home, your initial purchase is $10,000. So you think they buy a home maybe 2 more times in their lifetime? Is that safe to say? So if you actually have this client for life, they're going to maybe buy or sell maybe a couple more times. That's $20,000 more, okay? Maybe that client refers you business. You know, they have family and friends, and they spread the word. So what happens if 1 out of every 5 people refers you somebody. That means every client is worth 20% of a transaction. So that would mean $2,000. Lifetime value of a client, $32,000, 1 client, okay? Let's take it the next step. Let's say you have a list, a database of 150 people. Do you think that's realistic? 150? Yeah? Okay, we're gonna talk about making a list in a little bit, but let's say you have a list of 150 people. Remember, people move every 7 years, would you say? Is that average? More? Is that accurate? Okay. So that would mean 1/7 of your database is moving this year. If it moves every 7 years, that's 1/7 of 150 people, $210,000 off a list of 150 people. Okay.
Really cool.
I know, right?
Thanks for breaking all this
Yeah.
down for me.
It's really eye-opening, totally.
Yeah, it is.
This even doesn't count for referrals. So you have a list of 150 people. What if only 10% of that 150 people gave you somebody to sell a house? That's 15 more transactions of $150,000. And this is off of conservative numbers of $10,000 commission.
Definitely doable.
That means off a list of 150 people, you should be making about $360,000 a year, right? Isn't that crazy? So this is the value of just managing the people that already know, like, and trust you. And that's what we're going to talk about today. All right. What if you don't have a list? Okay. I don't want you to raise your hand if you don't have a list. It's okay. We're gonna yeah. But we're gonna help you get a list. Okay. I guarantee you know at least 200 people. Okay. Now, if you stop to think about it, think about who you would invite. What if someone in your family got married? What if your son or daughter got married? Who would you invite? Probably everybody, right? Think about that wedding invitation list. Facebook. I don't know how they do it, but they got it figured out. Like literally you go into Facebook and they give you 5 more people that you already know and you didn't even know you know them, right? So they have the algorithms in place. Like you just go to Facebook and you have your list. It's already there for you, right? The average Facebooker, how many friends do we have on our Facebook profile? Like
200, 300?
200, 300, sometimes more, sometimes less, right? I bet you if you tried really hard, you could get a lot more, like thousands probably, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's go back. Email contacts. You know how when you type up an email and you start typing the email and then the system recognizes what email you're typing and it just auto-populates. So there's a way you can actually get back in the back end of your email and get that list of all those emails you've ever typed. You can do that, add those to your list, right? Like there's ways you can create, like you can have a list in a couple of days done of 200 or more people. Okay, so that's step 1. We got to get our list. Okay, and if you already have a list, I'll bet you can make it even bigger. Okay. All right. Today we're going to talk about the traditional basics of marketing, but we're also going to jump into something after the basics, which is more like technology and things like that. But there are things you can do that I still do that have been around for decades that actually still work. Okay, I know you've heard of them. We're going to talk about calling on the phone, like actually picking up the phone and making phone calls. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about email, like email marketing, email drips, things like that. And also snail mail. We're gonna talk about how we can do that and how snail mail, we can do it in a way that's maybe more effective. Does anybody do snail mail? Like putting stamps on an envelope and sending it?
Well, handwritten letter is very effective.
A handwritten letter? Yeah, there you go. Yeah, totally. Okay. Okay, then we're gonna talk about some next level stuff, social media strategies. I actually have an entire CE class on social media. So we're gonna touch on it a little bit, but not a ton. Video, I also have another CE class on video. We'll touch on that a little bit, but we could spend a lot of time on video. But text messaging is a big deal. Everybody loves texting. We're gonna talk about that, how to use that. Client appreciation events, pop-by gifts, things like that, okay? Okay, let's go back. Let's talk about making phone calls. Does anybody, you can be honest here, but do you guys love making phone, like do you love to pick up the phone and actually make calls? I don't know of anybody that loves it, okay?
Especially not someone I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
But what if it's someone that you did know?
Be more interested in doing
Yeah,
it.
right.
It would be a little easier.
Exactly, right. So cold calls are no fun, people do it and it's not, but you can do it successfully. But if you had a list of people that already knew you, that's a little bit easier, right? So what if you haven't talked to them? What if it's been like 2 or 3 years? People think about you a whole lot less than you think they do. Okay. So even though they bought a house 3 years ago, I helped them, but I haven't actually talked to them for that long. You know what? They don't care. But if you reconnect, they're going to love it. They're not going to think, oh, I haven't talked to her for 3 years. I don't want to talk. Like, it's not going to be that way. It's going to, oh, how's it going? You guys are awesome. How do you like your house? You know, all those things you can talk about, right? Just reconnect with a phone call. Okay. I'll be honest with you. I've done a lot of these strategies. I still try to make phone calls at least daily. I block out at least 2 hours a day to make phone calls. To this day, it's been my most successful managing my database strategy ever, is just picking up the phone. It's old school. People don't answer very often, but they get a message. They see my name on the phone and whatnot, and they remember me. The phone call actually really works. So, but you have to have a reason to call. It's easier if you have a reason, like maybe call them on their birthday, daylight savings, anniversary, like a 1-year anniversary since they bought their home, market updates, holidays. You know, a really nice one is you're doing a client appreciation event. You guys are good at this with the appreciation events. It's a really easy phone call to simply invite them to go to Cowabunga Bay or go to Top Golf or something like that, right? That's an easy phone call. They love it. You're giving them something for free because you appreciate them. It's a great call. So because we don't love to do this, you have to kind of time block it. You put the date and times in your calendar, time block it, or else it's just not going to get done. You have to commit to it, okay? Have I convinced you at all about making phone calls? Okay. Does anybody make phone calls? Anybody have any success stories of making phone calls at all, or anything you want to share? No? Okay.
I don't really make outgoing phone calls, but just what popped in my mind was sometimes they call you, right? Like I just had a client call me. I sold him a house 12 years ago.
Right.
And I was looking at your numbers up there. Now he's ready to sell that house and buy another one.
Yeah.
So there's 2 more, right?
Yeah.
But we spent like 45 minutes just catching up.
Yes.
And then we got to business.
Yeah.
But I hadn't talked to him in over a decade.
Yeah.
And then it was just like,
but he called
like
you.
we talked last week though.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm relating it to that. Had I called him, it probably would have been the same thing.
But he had your number to call you. It's been 12 years. You must be doing something so that he remembers you since it's been 12 years. I don't know what it is you're doing, but you're doing it right. So we called you back, but yeah.
So one thing that I've done that I feel like has been well received is I do video text messages. So, because a lot of times they don't answer, and so I'll send them a video message with their name, like, hey, so-and-so, just thinking of you today.
Yes.
Hope you're doing well, and then send it, because then they can look at it on their own time. They can go back and watch it.
Yes.
And that
Yeah.
seems to be a good.
Actually, that's a fantastic strategy. I actually touch on it in one of these slides in a little bit, but that's perfect. Video texting is perfect. So, okay. So let's say you have a lot of people. Let's say you have more than 300 people in your database. 300 calls kind of takes a long time, right? But there's technology you can utilize to make it less daunting, right? So there's a system, there's lots of different dialers you can buy into or subscribe to. One that I've used and I still use is called Phone Burner. Like literally you just upload your list into the system of Phone Burner and you pre-record a voice message. So you record a voice message that can be left on any voicemail. So you're not saying, hey, Joe, you're just saying, hey, how's it going? Sorry, I missed you. And leave your message, right? So you pre-record the voice message. You can even type up an email and have the system import that person's name. And so it's a specific email that goes to that person if they don't pick up. So the system, what happens is you do these pre-stuff and the voicemail and email, you click play and on your screen, you can see who it's dialing. You just have the phone to your ear. You can see who's dialing. And if it goes to voicemail, then a voice message is already left on their phone for you. An email goes out for you. And it's already dialing the next person. You're not doing this with your finger dialing the touchpad. So it actually saves so much time, like literally hours of phone calls by using a system like this. And you can actually get CRMs that, I don't know, we're talking about CRMs in a little bit, that actually have like phone burner or certain dialing system software is built into the CRM that you can use. So imagine what your business would look like if you made additional 300 calls a month. And it took a total about 5 hours or maybe 1 hour and 15 minutes a week using a system like that, right? It would look amazing. Your business would transform if you're making that many calls every single month, okay? Okay, so let's talk about email and snail mail. Before I move on to email though, do you guys want to go over calls anymore? Are we good? Have I convinced you calls is a good thing? Make people go, okay. Email and snail mail. So, okay, so email, I believe is really good to do. Just don't spend a lot of time on it, right? Find a system where you can click play and set it and forget it, and you can walk away, right? Find a CRM that has the content and the data already preloaded in each email, and you can just walk away, and then it automatically goes out for you. If you're going to spend hours typing up emails, on your own to send them out to your database, it's not worth it, right? What's the average email open rate these days? Anybody?
Check it.
30%.
Oh, it's 30? Is that okay? I've heard it was a little bit less than that, but like I've heard numbers anywhere from like 4 or 5% up to like 20%. So depends.
Talking about her emails though.
Oh yeah,
Mine are
your
like
email, yeah.
60.
Sweet.
Cause I like to do the resend to unopened, and that helps.
Oh, there you go. Nice. I like that. There are systems you can get. Like I've got a system that we can talk about later. That I can get you guys connected into where I get like 85% open rate with my emails. It's pretty sweet. But I'll tell you about it later. I just don't have time for it right now. But there's ways you can do email automation that's done for you. You can set it and forget it and have actually really good open rates, okay? But just make sure you're not spending the time on your own doing that, okay? I think one of the keys is maybe don't send real estate stuff all the time, because I think we might not think it's boring, but the average consumer might think it, unless they're going to be buying a house sometime in the next 60 days or whatever, they're probably not really, they don't want to learn about real estate every time that they see your face, right? Same thing goes with social media. Like, don't just be that person that's just pushing real estate down their throats every time they see your face on their feed, right? You got to post something that's educational, funny, inspirational, things they want to say, videos, images, right? So those are the things you want to focus on. I like to farm it out, like for example, have technology do it for you, CRMs, or have someone else do it for you, okay? CRMs, if you don't already have a CRM, I'd recommend finding one. And it's not hard to find them. Like literally just go onto Google, type CRM real estate agent, you'll have dozens to choose from. But I'm sure there's, some of you probably have a CRM right now existing, right? Do you have a CRM that you use? Do you like it? What ones do you use?
And we use high level.
Okay, awesome. I've heard a lot of good stuff about that.
A lot of our agents use KV Core.
Okay, yeah. So find one. You can find them that automate, emails, even text messaging. They can do video automation if you want. You can do. Depends on what you want to do and how much you want to spend, right? So, but I'd recommend finding one. And these are just examples. Like, there's a lot to choose from, not just on this list. Okay. Let's talk about video really quick. So for the first time ever in 2021, more video was consumed on mobile devices than on television sets. Does that sound right? Do you find yourself looking at video on your phone a lot? Yeah, I know.
I use TikTok as a search engine. Like I will like to find research parenting products or kids things or whatever. I'll
Totally.
type in TikTok.
And you're not
videos.
Yeah, totally. And you're not alone.
Pro.
Yeah, YouTube, yeah, it's so convenient. It's like in your pocket. It's there 100% of the time, right? So what happened if every time somebody went on their phone and they happened to see your face on their phone? No,
It's their wallpaper.
as their wallpaper, exactly. Yeah. So if they go into Instagram or whatever, yeah. That would be kind of, that would be, yeah. That sounds creepy, yeah. So let's see here. So here's some video ideas. First of all, I challenge anybody to go into Best Buy and find a camera that's better than what they have on their cell phone. Right? These are amazing, these cameras. You don't need to go spend a ton of money on a camera to do video. You have it in your pocket, okay? The best video are the ones you do off the cuff. You don't need to spend hours editing. You know, I need to add in all these graphics and music and all, like literally just do a quick video, post it. Like that's how it is.
It's more authentic.
It's more authentic. And that's what people want. That's what people want, right?
I feel like you do a great job of that. Like when I see your videos, I'm like, she's so authentic. Like she's
Yeah.
not,
Yeah.
it's really good. It's really good.
Awesome. Does anybody else do video? Sweet. Okay, awesome. Well, good. So here's some video ideas. Maybe in addition to what you're already doing, I like to do a thank you video. So instead of like, we always do like, you know, a thank you gift, you know, maybe a thank you email or call them on the phone, you know, whatever. Like, thank you for letting me sell your house or help you find your dream house. What if you, in addition to all that stuff, why not just do a quick 15-second thank you video that you text them, like on a video text? It just, what video does is it captures brain cells, because that's the way our brains are, we're visual. Even when you're reading words on a piece of paper, your brain is transcribing the words into an image. And when you're watching video, it just, your brain likes that. And when they see that, they remember it, right? So thank you video, maybe like a home, something with the home buying process. So for example, an inspection, like how many times have you explained the inspection process, the same conversation to everyone, your clients, every time they get an inspection? Same questions, same explanations, all the things, right?
What's reasonable to ask for,
Right.
and what's not.
Yeah, exactly. So why not do an inspection video with your favorite home inspector and they get all their questions answered, even more information that they could even ask for. And if they have say, hey, watch this video, and if you have more questions after this, give me a call. But it can probably answer all your questions. And they'll love it. Okay, just recycle that video, okay? Maybe same thing with an appraisal or a purchase contract. Maybe get with your loan officer and talk about the pre-approval process, things like that, okay? So these are some other ideas. Same thing with thank you video, maybe a congratulations video, a weekly or monthly video tip. So this maybe can go in combination with your email drips. Or you know, post on social media, however you want to do it, but do a monthly tip. You can announce it and brand it as, hey, this is my monthly video tip, whatever. Again, I wouldn't focus on real estate. Do something funny or inspirational that they can appreciate. I've done things like, you know, how to store brown sugar, things that people can relate to and use in their lives. Or I found I had a hard time one time trying to figure out what to do and ideas for my videos. And I found, you know, everyday uses of clothespins. Okay, nobody uses clothespins these days. But I found a video that they could use clothespins, okay? And it was funny, and anyways, it worked. I found one on how to properly peel a banana, okay? That was also totally, people they don't need to know how to do that, but it was funny, and people watched it. And I got a lot of views on that one. So, anyways, those are ideas you can do for the weekly and monthly video tip. Video texts, you brought that up, right? We're gonna talk about text messaging a little bit. Video emails. If you put the word video inside your subject line of your email, your open rate's gonna go up. People wanna watch a video, right? So send out an email with the video attached and let them know that, hey, there's a video inside here, right? So on the subject of videos, if you do have to do a little bit of editing, okay? Like I said before, off the cuff is the best type of video. But if you do have to edit something, then have you guys ever heard of Fiverr.com?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. So some of you have, some of you haven't. It used to be that everything on Fiverr.com was $5. It used to be, but now it's like $10 or $20 or whatever. It's still pretty cheap.
Because $5 is only 50 cents now.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yep. Exactly. So this is one of those websites you have to be careful. Like you go on this website, it's kind of like Facebook. You go on there, and like 30 minutes later, like what just happened? I just spent 30 minutes on this and I've done nothing. So same thing with Fiverr. Like you'll see all these crazy ideas that you could do for $5 or $10. Like I found I found somebody who would do a caricature image of like my wife and I. Like I uploaded an image, and within 24 hours I had a cartoon sketch of the same image I uploaded, and it's framed on our house and our wall. So anyways, it was a really cool idea for $5 at the time. I've had people do like constructive criticism on websites I just built for $5 and a lot of good ideas. You know, I've had people translate documents from English to Spanish for $5. So lots of things you can do. But for example, if you want to edit video, go type in edit video. There were 1,700 people that were willing to edit my video for $5. Like literally, to me, $5 is free. Like if I don't have to spend an hour or two trying to figure out how to edit a video, I'll pay someone $5 all day long. Okay. So this could be one of your next assistants, right? You could find somebody on Fiverr, and if you like them, they do good work. You can actually work with them outside of Fiverr and be like, hey, I want you to add a lot of my stuff. I want you to work with me. Can I upload stuff to you? You can work for it. We can work something out. I can pay you, whatever. So virtual assistants, these types of things, you can find them on Fiverr. There's other ways you can find them, but this could be your next way to get an actual assistant to help you, okay? Any questions so far?
I have something to add.
Yeah.
Another video idea would be, I don't know if it's like the birthday videos where you just like put their name and then it adds their name to the song.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen those?
Yeah.
I just think that would also be maybe a good idea.
Totally.
I mean, it doesn't have to be a video of you, it's the already pre-recorded thing, that they just
Yeah.
add their name and everything, and then.
It's like a website or something you can pay for, and you pay for the video.
Yeah,
Perfect.
Yeah, I've never done it myself, but I've received some from other realtors, and it's just like a nice little like, I'm thinking of you, but it doesn't always have to be like you in the video, you know, saying it. So
Yeah.
it's maybe a little more automated.
Well, and I know that they'll share it too, because Eric's birthday was last week, and he got one and he showed it to me.
Oh, really?
It's like, this is so cool, check
Yeah,
this out.
yeah, it's
And
funny,
yeah.
Yeah, it's totally funny. Yeah, it's great. It's a perfect idea. These are just some examples of videos I've done in the past. I believe, let's see. This is an older one. If you want to get into video, this is one I'd recommend. I call it my About Me video, but this is older. So that baby right now is 9 years old. So this is an old video. I've had it since then redone. And what I do is I've done this video. It's my About Me video. It's got like half of it's about my family. It was done at my house and in our backyard and our kids and my hobbies and stuff like that. So people can actually get to know me without actually having to meet me. And then of course I talk about what I can do professionally, you know, in real estate and all that as well. But if you wanted, that would be a good one to start with. And you could, so I have this like in my email signature. You can watch it, you can click on it and see it in my email, or on my social media platforms or whatever. You can get to know me without having to meet me, right? So that'd be a good one to start with if you want. Okay, any questions so far? We'll go back. Any questions about what we've talked about? Anything you want to add? Okay.
No,
Yeah.
I will say,
Yeah.
I feel bad because earlier I said I hadn't met you. I do remember you. Now, after you posted those videos, I'm like, I remember your videos.
Yes.
From last time.
Yes.
So, sorry that
That's it.
originally I didn't
Yes.
remember you.
They remember.
Perfect.
Do you put that link to that About Me video like in the email signature?
Yes. Yep. There's a thing. It's get to know Spencer. It's hyperlinked. Click it, and then they can watch it. Yeah. Yeah. So I would recommend maybe making this one so it's not so much off the cuff. Like maybe this one needs to be a little more professionally done, because it'll just be rehashed. And I think people appreciate, you know, when they're getting to know you and your family. I wouldn't recommend, if you want to spend a ton of money, you can spend money on a videographer, which are really expensive. Like for a 2-minute video, it's maybe like thousands of dollars. Like literally, it's expensive. I found a guy just locally, just down the street. He's the videographer teacher at Summit Academy High School, and he's a teacher, but he did this for me. I got in touch with him for $500. It was awesome. So anyways, there's people you can find that can do good work that might not be as super expensive.
Also like at universities, which there are lots of around here, like
Yeah.
people like in film majors or whatever, they have to do certain amount of videos to graduate and stuff, so.
Yep.
they're-
Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they probably do great work.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm surprised Jeff hasn't mentioned Pitch 59 yet, but that's
I was
something that we
thinking
utilize.
that, yeah.
Have you heard of Pitch 59 before? It's like an online business card, and you get
Oh,
59
yeah.
seconds to explain what you do,
Oh,
and
Yeah,
it's similar to that, but you can share it with people, and it's good for referrals and things like that.
that's perfect. I love it. Yeah, great idea.
And yours is so good. I've watched it like 5 times since you said it. You can send it to 5 people.
Borderline.
Okay. I don't think so. It's so like honest, and it's just it's awesome.
Looks like lunch just showed up. Awesome. I promise I won't keep you longer than we need to, okay? Okay, so let's talk about snail mail. Does anybody do snail mail? Like, does anybody do this type of marketing where you actually send stuff? Yeah, awesome. What type, can I ask what?
Handwritten cards.
Perfect. Okay. Love it. Yeah. Do you have do it every day, or do you have a certain time of the month when you do a whole
I
bunch,
used to
or?
be better than I am.
Okay.
Try to do a certain amount a week.
Okay. I have a thing where, you can find a lot of reasons to send someone a handwritten thank you card, especially when you make it, like if you're making phone calls every day, like you can find a lot of reasons to be like, hey, it was great talking with you. So excited for you, or you're having a baby or whatever, just great catching up, whatever. You can send a handwritten thank you card for a lot of reasons. And those are things that people remember too. You took the time to handwrite something and send them in the mail. Like those are things that imprint on people's minds, right? Yeah.
At the Tom Ferry conference yesterday, they talked about snail mail, and they said like for listing mails, just listed kind of things,
Yeah.
instead have like a little postcard that says, "Did you hear about your neighbor?" And on the back, it's a QR code, and like it tells you about your neighbor's house that just sold or whatever.
nice.
And it's just like it's more intriguing to like, what does that QR code say? Like,
Yeah.
what's on there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I guess there are some QR codes that when you scan them, it pulls your information. I don't know about it, but that's also kind of a cool way to build a database.
Totally. Yeah. Great. I love it.
One other thing
Yeah.
that I've heard people do is like, if someone gets like a new puppy, for example, they'll actually take their photo, print it for them and send it in a card, because most people don't print photos anymore. So that's a way of
That's clever.
doing
That's
something.
very
Love
clever.
it. Perfect.
No, I was gonna say, on the cards, I used to be in the habit of just doing 2 a day.
Yes.
Just going down my database, just 2 a day.
Yep.
I have some pre-printed ones. They're very generic and brand, but on the front of it in a cool font, it says thinking of you. Another card says thank you. And then another one says congratulations. So what I've also found is if I haven't talked to them in a long time and they're coming up on my list, I gotta write them a card, I go to their social media.
Find something.
There's always a post on there that you would normally make a comment on about there, just write that shit in the comment and
Yes.
send it. It's the same
Yes.
damn thing.
Yeah.
And it's more personal.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
great.
Love it.
Do you know what, someone told me one time, I haven't done it, but they have a little questionnaire that they fill out when they have new clients, and it has their kid's birthday on them. They're like, people, they'll do it for adults, but if you remember a kid's birthday, and so they'll put like a $1 bill in there, $1 or $2, like,
Yeah.
hey, it's so-and-so's birthday.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, and he said his success rate was amazing.
Oh my
with that,
gosh.
Remembering your kids' birthdays, yeah.
Huge.
I've heard people put in like coupon for free ice cream.
Oh, yeah,
for
that's a good
the
idea,
kids.
yeah.
I just.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that. I like
Yeah.
that.
You're like, I heard about this 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay, so has anybody ever heard of send stations? Send stations?
I've heard of it, I don't use it though.
They're the postcards, the recipe postcards. Have you seen those recipe postcards that go out? So I know they're cheesy. A lot of people don't like them because they are cheesy, but basically what it is it's a monthly postcard. It's a company called Sensations. They're actually based in Utah, but they market nationally. You just upload your database list with the addresses. You pick which 12-month campaign you want to choose. There's dozens of them to choose from. And then they send it for you. They do the printing. It's like really quality gloss, full bleed color, front and back printing. And the cost for printing is cheaper than what you'd get if you went and did it yourself at Kinko's or whatever. So, and then you just pay monthly for the postage. So it's one of those set it and forget it things. And there might be 11 postcards that one person gets and they're like, I have no desire to make this recipe, but there's gonna be one. I can promise there's gonna be one that they're like, this looks amazing. And then they make it and it is amazing. And they put it in their kitchen drawer and it's there for years because you sent it to them and they know how to find you. Sensations.com. So So I'm actually doing another round of 12 right now with my database. So that's one idea. Okay, this is really wonky. Do you guys remember this strategy? We're talking about this one at all? So there's a little backstory behind this strategy. Does anybody know a lot about used car sales at all? So apparently there's a national award that's given to a used car salesman who happens to be the best salesman in the country. And they keep track of this stuff, and they get together and they give out awards and whatnot. So there was a guy who was the best used car salesman every year, like years and years in a row. Like he always got the award and did really well. And they asked him, what do you do? Why are you so successful at selling used cars? What do you do? What's your secret? He said, well, I just tell people I like them. And they're like, well, what do you mean by that? What do? You tell people. He's like, I just say, I like you. And he says, I put on a postcard, I like you, sign my name, send it to the mail, and that's it. That's all he did. And he made hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars, selling used cars because he just told people that he liked them. It's totally wonky and weird, but people would get a card every month in the mail from this guy. He would do it once a month. It says, I like you. So I tried this one time. I didn't have the guts to do I like you every single month. So, but I, yeah. So I mixed it up. Like I put I like you, or I put like I appreciate you, or I put Merry Christmas, or like just something different every month. Something that, but it was a handwritten note. And I'll be honest, I didn't do every one of them. I had somebody else do them for me a lot of the times too, but they got a handwritten note. And anyways, I can't say I got tons of business from it. It's hard to track that stuff, right? But just all these things added together, just people remember you, right? It's all about top of mind. So one more thing about snail mail, one thing that we like to do is have the envelope bulky. So what happens when you get a bunch of letters in the mail and you're like, I don't want this, I don't want to look at it. But then one comes and it's like, there's something in that envelope. It's like a bulky envelope.
What is it?
You want to open it, right? Like almost every time. So that's what you do. Just put something in the envelope, and you can do it so that it doesn't cost you any more money to put the postage on there. Just have to be careful on what you put in. I like to test it out with the post office once with one of them to make sure it didn't cost me any more money to do it. But put something in there, like for example, for Halloween, we put a piece of candy in there and send them a letter with a piece of candy. Yeah. We did like a, oh, now I'm drawing a blank on that piece of candy. An airhead, right? Airheads are flat. So you can just do things like that. Like maybe a couple of pennies in there, a sugar packet. We one time we did like for our spring letter, we found some really cheap. It was like 50 cents a packet. We found on Amazon seeds for flowers, a little flower seed packet, and it was flat, but we put it in there. It made it a little bit bulky, and anyways, it gets to the point where people actually they look forward to your letter because they want to see what you're giving them again. You know what I mean?
You do like a hot
So-
chocolate packet, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, for winter time. Yeah, totally. Yeah, so that's a way to get people to actually open your envelopes. Okay. Let's talk about text messaging really quick. How many of you guys would prefer to text over making a phone call? Yeah.
Or email. I would rather text.
Yeah, totally. Texting, it's easier for you and for them. It's quick, right? But it's also guaranteed 100% open rate. They're going to see the text. They have to know if they want to keep it or delete it or whatever, right? So plus if it's an unread, it's got that notification that there's an unread, like you got to get rid of that thing, right? So guaranteed 100% open rate. It's fast. This is a strategy where you can actually do a monthly text. And I know of several realtors who do just this, and they're wildly successful with real estate. They just send a text once a month. And you can mix it up, like maybe send something like, what do you think about the Jazz game last night? Or, hey, check out this new list of the best hikes I just found. Just send something that you can engage with somebody. And then you can start going back and forth and talk. And then when they need to talk to you about real estate, they just go in their text threads. They know where to find you, right? So I wouldn't recommend doing it like one at a time. Like you can get these in your CRMs, you can do these texting platforms where you can type up a text and send it out to everybody at once, right? And it's all individualized because it's got their name inserted into each of the texts, right? And then when they respond, it becomes a one-on-one conversation, not like a group conversation. And you can do it on your computer, so it's easier to type back, right? So there's a lot of things you could do here. Any questions about texting?
I
Okay.
have a question, I'm gonna get a comment. There's an app called Reach.
Okay.
It costs like $4 or $5 a month. But some of these group text things that sends it out individually comes from a different number, it comes from something else, or you gotta send them out one at a time. Reach does that. You can create groups in there, and then you can create your text, add in their first name, it'll personalize it each person. And the reason it comes from your cell phone is it doesn't blast them all out at once. You've got your list, or your group you're sending to, you have to push the button and go send. So it takes a little bit longer, but it's a lot faster than copy paste, whatever, and it's coming from your cell number.
Nice.
Instead of from a different number,
Yes.
so when they reply back, it's right in that thread.
Yes.
That's what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, you want the blue thread, not the green thread.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
green thread
Yeah.
makes it feel like, oh, that's
Yeah,
automated.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, yeah, exactly. Okay. Happy birthday text, another great example or reason to text. Video text, we talked about that. So combine the texting with the video. Perfect. Okay. There's a lot of softwares like this one you talked about, your CRMs, there are a lot of different ways, so much out there, and they usually don't cost hardly anything if not free. So texting is a great strategy. So client appreciation events. I know you guys have done a bunch of these in the past. We like to do them as well. Has anybody had one that's been a huge success? Client appreciation events that you'd like to share? This is one we did. This is one we did at a movie.
I don't wanna be the only.
Yeah.
I think any client appreciation event you do is successful,
Yes.
Yeah.
in my mind.
Yeah.
I went up to one of hers, she did it at her house, gave away pies at Thanksgiving time.
Oh, that's.
No way. So people would come to your house.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
That's
they
cool.
got a slice of pie and then they took a whole pie home. That's,
You just had a whole bunch of pies on hand, buy your own
I
bulk.
pre-ordered.
Okay.
So I reached out to them, said, hey, I'm doing pie night, have their order. And then those that like last minute couldn't make it, I delivered them.
Nice. Love it.
It's cool.
Yeah, that is awesome. So this is an image of one that we did in the past at a movie theater. I know that the downside to doing a movie event is that you don't get to talk to anybody. Like they go in there and they just watch the movie and you can't like engage with them. But for us at the time, the value was, hey, I'm inviting you to a movie, the phone calls like 2 or 3 months in advance. How many tickets do you want? We want to get this, how many, like, I'd love to see you there, right? So you reconnected and had that phone call. So I've heard of carnivals, pumpkin patch during Halloween. You could do sporting events. The Jazz games are kind of expensive, but RSL and the Bees games are not very expensive, although still really good, right? Top Golf is awesome. We love Top Golf. The value is not in the event itself, but rather the phone calls telling them about the event. And I have to qualify that. I think you can make the events that the value is in the event, right? But you can have added value in the phone calls leading up to the event, right?
The true value is in that. It's the reason to call them,
Yes.
the reach out, the invite,
Yes.
then even the follow-up, even after it's over, they
Afterwards.
didn't get to come, you get
Yeah.
yeah.
Totally. You could take a good 3, 4, sometimes even 5 or 6 months of your year with the one appreciation event and milk that with all the phone calls and the pre-calls, the follow, all that stuff. So the events are amazing.
Another one
Yeah.
that I heard was like a taco truck, like invite people to your house or neighborhood or whatever and have a taco truck.
And then you just, okay,
And
yeah,
then like that's like, a way to like, we're gonna have free
Yeah.
tacos or whatever.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be tacos, there's something else.
Yeah.
Tacos are good.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm all for tacos.
Yeah.
So to add to that, so we've done that several times. I just can't invite people to my house because then I opened it up to my neighborhood too.
Oh, gosh.
And so not only my clients are coming, but my neighbors are coming.
And they're wanting a free pie. Yeah, which is okay, I guess.
They think about you every single.
Yeah,
time.
that's right. You're gonna be selling a home for all your neighbors.
Yeah.
So there you go.
That's such a good idea.
Okay.
This isn't on topic, but we haven't had any keywords. I've seen one.
Oh,
There was one? I didn't
There
see,
was?
I haven't seen it. I'm like,
They're like Easter eggs, you gotta find.
Attention.
you did see one?
I did see this.
said keyword, it was like small down at the bottom
Oh.
on one of it. I just-
So
I
I totally forgot about that. I had my assistant, my guy in the office, he was supposed to do that. I am so sorry. So,
Everybody's logging on.
yeah, yeah. No.
But I didn't like.
Yeah.
see them.
We'll take care of you guys online.
Yeah.
So
Sorry.
just, what was it? Just,
It was a
Sure.
few slides back, I was like,
You wrote it
because it
down.
wasn't on the paper. I didn't write the word down, but.
You know,
Oh, you
there
just
it is.
saw
It was like
yeah, it's my bad. I should have been, it was a last minute, I forgot to put them on there and I was on the road, I called my guy in the office, hey, do this for me, send it out. Anyways,
first keyword is keyword.
Oh, they
Yeah.
are in here. So the first keyword is home.
first
Second
keyword is home,
keyword is rates.
second keyword is rates.
Been those two.
Interesting. I didn't, there's so little. of
Yeah,
them.
that's my bad.
And then, I think we still have.
That's coming up.
Those
Okay.
all coming up.
Okay, okay, so that's my mistake,
Sorry.
I'm sorry. But thank you for bringing that up.
Hello.
Barbara, did you?
He's got a question.
Hey,
Oh,
Okay,
yeah,
I was gonna ask, and maybe you're gonna mention this still, but client appreciation events, very effective. How does seminars or classes, first time home buyer, investor seminars, how do they compare? Is it similar to an event?
so we've done first time home buyer classes and seminars, investors and things like that. It doesn't have the draw, you don't get as much attendance, even if you offer dinner, even if you offer stuff to, you know what I mean? But when they do come, that means they're interested. Like legit, hey, I'm gonna be buying a home in the next 6 months. I'm interested in the first time home buyer class or the investor class. I love those because you get really interested. The people that do come are legit ready to go, like interested people. The thing about the events that like a movie theater or like Top Golf or something like that, you draw everybody in, whether or not they're gonna buy a house soon or not. And that's what you want, you know what I mean? So what are your,
Well, one is social
yeah,
and one is about business. And so we've found that the ones that are social, that we've done, people will come to talk to us about real estate. I've been meaning to talk to you. I haven't talked to them forever, right? But I invited them to this thing and they come in, I've been thinking about getting another rental unit, or we're thinking about getting a bigger house or this and that. They literally come in person to talk to you about real estate at a social one. But first time home buyer, it's like you may or not be hitting them right at that time in their life. The better way to invite to that is who do you know that could come to this class? Because you want their reach, not necessarily
Yeah.
them.
Yep.
You'll get better attendance out.
Yep. So, have you guys ever heard of slide dial? Yeah, okay. Okay, you know when you suddenly suddenly have a voicemail, like your phone didn't ring, but suddenly there's a voicemail on your phone, like what in the world? I got a voicemail? Like you didn't hear, that's slide dial. Like it's called a ringless voicemail. You can actually call people and purposely not have a ring on their end, but go right to their voicemail. Pretty sweet, right? So I mean, you don't want to use it all the time. It's good to talk to people, but sometimes you just want to leave a voicemail, right? And for marketing purposes, like for example, if you don't have a lot of time, but you want to wish them happy birthday or Merry Christmas or whatever, slide dial. You can do it really quickly,
Does
okay?
it come from your number or is it a different?
Yes.
number? Oh, it does.
Yes.
Okay.
It's a free app, slide dial. Yep. So the same thing with slide dial, with slide broadcast, same thing where it's a ringless voicemail, but it's a broadcast. You can send a pre-recorded voicemail to as many people as you want with one click, right? So you pre-record your voice message, send it out to 10,000 people. Maybe it's a Merry Christmas, or maybe it's a Happy New Year, or whatever you can do with slide broadcast. So that's another good way to touch your database. Just really quick, pop by gifts. A great way. This takes more time. Maybe you're visiting people, one at a time at their homes or whatever. Does anybody do pop buys? Yeah, it's great. I love it. People love it. It's a little gift. People love to see those things, and it's a little thing they can use, and it's fun. You just get a little gift, like maybe a snowman making kit if it happens to be wintertime. There's snow business like your referred business, and they put a little thing on there on a piece of paper or whatever, and it's just funny, right? So maybe a bird feeder. Don't let your next real estate deal ruffle your feathers. Okay. Maybe a Kleenex. Nobody knows the real estate market like I do, right? Chapstick, don't let your friends and family get chapped on the next real estate transaction. Make sure they get the protection they deserve, and don't let my name be too far from your lips, okay? These are things you just kind of cut out, put it on the little gift, and they appreciate it. It's fun, okay? Hand sanitizer for healthy real estate transaction called Jen. Okay, these are the things you can do. Maybe, you meet with them face to face, you happen to have something in your purse, or you go to their house, pop by to see how they're doing and just give them a little gift. I was thinking about you, those types of things, okay?
I heard, 2 ideas yesterday. One was like a welcome box or something, like a fans box or something, but when they sign with you, you give them like a box with little things. This person did, like a recipe for pasta. It included everything but like the can of tomatoes you buy. And then another one was, like when they close, it's like a big jar, and the top of it has like their, logo on it, like just inscribed on it.
Yeah.
And then that way you can sit on their counter, be little like dog treats or like candy, like it's like our back of your mind, like your front of your mind thing.
Perfect. Yeah, perfect. Okay. You ever feel like this when you're in with real estate? Like you're trying to juggle like 12 things at the same time? Or maybe you feel like this, okay? Which keyword, boom. He was really sneaky to put it on. He just hid those things. Yeah, I know. That's what I was expecting. I should have been more clear on what I was expecting. So, so which one of these makes better music? Which one of these guys? Right? Which one makes more money? Which one has more freedom? So as you're thinking about all these things you want to do, you might be thinking like, how do I do all this stuff, right? So we're basically self-employed. There's ways to get some help, right? Even your son or daughter say, hey, I want you to help me edit this video before we have dinner tonight, okay? Something like that. Or, you can get some really inexpensive help from a virtual assistant, like in the Philippines or something like that. I've used it, I still use one. Super inexpensive. I pay her like $5 an hour, and their minimum wage over there is like $2 an hour. And so she's making so much money, but she does anything I want her to do just virtually. So just the ways you can do to make your life better that aren't that expensive. You don't have to hire someone for 20 bucks an hour full-time, all that stuff, right? Would you rather have 100% of a grape or 50% of a watermelon? So think about all these things as you're building your business. Like, how can I scale what I want to do? So you can spend your time doing the money-making activities, like the $300 per hour type of activities versus the $10 per hour activities like editing video. Okay. Yeah, but I can't afford an assistant. Well, you can't really afford to not have an assistant if you want to scale and build this thing, right? Okay. Ask yourself, will your assistant help you get more deals? That's the key, right? So here's to summarize. I think we're right on time. Calling 3 times a year, snail mail and email. Okay. Now keep in mind, we don't do all of these. Pick one. Okay. Video, social media, text messaging, client appreciation, slide dial, slide broadcast, pop by gifts. Remember to automate it. If you're doing it, and it's up to you to have it done every single time, you're going to do really good at it for a little while, but then eventually it's not going to happen because you're going to get busy. Have a system, use technology, have somebody that you can pay a little bit of money to help you do it. Then it becomes automated, right? And be consistent. So before I go any further, I want to know what's your nugget? Remember I said at the beginning, what's the one thing you think you want to try and implement?
Calls.
Yes.
Yeah, mine will be slide dial because I don't want to call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slide
For
dial.
some, they can call me back.
Yeah.
I love it. Slide dial. What's that? Yeah, totally. Yeah.
I'm gonna put video and emails.
Is that for me or for you? What was that?
Yeah.
I interrupted you, so
I'm
I'm
gonna
sorry.
put video for
Yeah.
It's gonna, because it's an hour email.
Oh, yeah.
Emails,
Yeah.
especially for like inviting people to
Yeah,
trainings
no,
and
that'll be
things,
good.
like, That's my thing. Go ahead.
Well, I wrote down the phone burner thing because I didn't realize, even though I've seen you talk about this before, I didn't realize that it can automatically send an email
Yeah,
if you don't get an answer.
yes,
Because following up with a different method than what you already did, because a lot of times I'll text after I get the voicemail, I don't even leave a voicemail,
right,
but I'll text, hey, I just got your voicemail.
yeah, yeah,
And I just reach out to them
Yeah.
different
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
So I don't know, I thought that would
Yeah.
be clever, getting emails and draw attention to the
Yes.
phone.
Perfect. I like it.
Let's make a list.
Make a list.
Gotta make a list. Have to start that.
Step one, make your list. Yes, perfect. Yep. Any other ideas?
More video messaging.
More video messaging? Perfect.
Yeah, videos, part of a community, Facebook group, and I think that'd be powerful.
Video. Perfect. Okay. All right.
Client events.
Yes.
Always work good.
Perfect. Yeah. So that I love the events. Okay. All right. So that's it. We're done. But before I know, we got lunch. You're the man. Thank you. We got lunch, just really quick. So like I said before, I'm a mortgage guy. I do these things because I love talking about it. I love helping you build your business. I figure if I'm going to help you build your business, then I might be helping me build my business at the same time. I've got, I'd love to chat with you. We can sit down even for a quick coffee, Jamba Juice, whatever you want to do for 10 minutes. We can brainstorm and figure out what you want to do and how I can help you. I've got a virtual assistant that you could tap into. I'm not going to charge you for it. I've got other things you can do that could help with your goals, okay, with your nuggets that you want to implement, okay. Yeah, look forward to it. So that's it. That's all I got.
Cool.
Yep.
Thanks, Victor. Brandon, come on up.
How you doing?
He's got a
Good.
slide.
Awesome.
He's got a slide.
Oh, I've got a slide. and
Yes, you got a
everything.
slide, dude.
Oh, look at
We're
that.
legit. Well, Ashley. So I'm just meeting Brandon for the first time.
Hey, how are you? Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Awesome.
So I guess you connected with Lynn and then
Yeah.
Ashley and.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, come tell us about Elevate.
Okay, awesome.
Thanks.
Well, I wish I had a little card that said I like all of you. I don't have that, but I do have some brochures, so everyone can take a brochure and pass it around. So yeah, I'm with Elevate Home Warranty. My name is Brandon Denison. I'll be super brief. I just want to mention a few things that we do a little bit different at Elevate. Because sometimes, all the home warranty companies just kind of meld into, we all do the exact same thing. And that's kind of at Elevate, we're trying to do that a little bit different. So first of all, we want your customers to use our warranty. That's like actually one of our big goals is we want your customers to use the warranty because we have found that if they use it, they're more likely to re-up after the year is over.
Use it and renew it.
Use it and renew it. So it is a little bit selfish, but we want your customers to use it and have a good experience with it. And because of that, when your customers get onboarded with their home warranty, when you guys negotiate the home warranty, we call them the first week they have it. We explain to them their coverage. We explain to them how to use it. And in addition to that, if they haven't used their warranty within 6 months, we call them again and we say, hey, you haven't used the warranty. What can we help you with? Is your AC working good? Is your water heater working good? Because we want them to use it. That's one of our goals. We're not going to hide from the warranty. In addition to that, we have something really cool called inspection protection. So if anyone's ever seen on an inspection report that an appliance, air conditioner, water heater, whatever is past its useful life because of age, we don't care. We will cover it as long as it's working at the time of inspection, right? So we don't care if it's rusty. We don't care if it looks old. We don't care if it is old. As long as it's working, we'll cover it as long as it's working. So that's something really cool that we do.
What is that called again?
It's called inspection protection. Little plan words there for you.
Yeah.
So, two things there. So we want your customers to use the warranty. We're looking out for you guys as well because we want to cover more things. We don't want your customers calling you saying, hey, I'm mad because you told me to get this home warranty and they're not covering it because it's too old, right? We're going to cover it. The third thing that we do that's really cool is we have home maintenance services as well. So we can do your customers' lawn care, we can do their pest control, and we can also do house cleaning and pool maintenance. These are all things that we've added within the last couple of months. They are recurring charges that we can set them up on, and it's weekly or monthly, whatever it is. The pest control's quarterly. So those are really three things that we do that's a little bit different from other home warranty companies that I really think kind of set us apart. So, are there any questions you guys have for me?
Yeah, do you offer this to existing homeowners?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So the pricing in the brochure here, the 450, the 600, and the 750 plans, that is our real estate transaction pricing. So you guys, and if you guys have an existing home, we give realtors the real estate transaction pricing. But if you just have someone that wants a home warranty, it tends to be about $5,200 more for the year. But they can also set it up on a monthly basis, so they can pay monthly if they want. So I don't know, it's hard to work out $700 or $800, right, all at once. So we let them pay monthly if they want. So I have a little trivia and a couple giveaways. If you don't have any more questions, I have some Elevate socks. These are they're not stamp socks, but they have a little Elevate logo. They're almost like stamps, right? And there's also a free service call coupon in there. So you can give that to your client. They can get a free service call, free weed key, free AC cleanup, whatever it is. So I have a little bit of trivia. It always surprises people when they hear the answer. Well, what do you guys think? A nationwide stat of what percentage of claims that go to home warranty companies are approved? What do you guys think? A nationwide, all home warranty companies, what percentage of claims are approved?
30%.
30%? What'd you say? 50, okay. Anyone else?
It must be low. I'm gonna say
45.
15,
Like,
45,
now I'm gonna pick me out
25,
25.
20, okay. 50 is the closest.
Damn.
It's actually 87%.
What?
It's 87, that's a nationwide stat.
Really good.
So
Yeah.
it's surprising to a lot of people because people see home warranty companies as we're hiding from everything, we don't want to cover anything, but as an industry, we're approving 87% of claims that come through. So now the question is, what do you guys think the percentage is that Elevate? And it's not more than 87.
100, 95.
It's not 195, that's super close. You win that one. It's 96%. So we approve 96% of all claims that come through. And so you guys can know that when you're, referring us business, we're gonna be taking care of you guys as well, making sure you're putting your name on something productive. So appreciate you guys' time. Thanks so much. You guys are awesome. I enjoyed the little snippet that I was here for.
Yeah.
That's why I learned. I'm gonna write help.
Yeah.
Thanks, Brandon.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Yeah, they were perfect for late starting to go. Perfect. Yeah, no problem.
Okay, guys, did you get your keywords on Zoom?
Hey.
No,
Yeah.
Spencer.
I
don't know if we want to do this. They didn't get it.
Yeah, well, we mentioned.
It is, it is, everybody's.
Here we go.
Great.
Put something in the chat.
I'm sorry.
Because I
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm not
Oh,
gonna.
yeah. You get 3 million.
Yeah.
Well,
man, that's awesome.
Oh, see you guys.
My wife would die. She goes there almost every day. Yeah.
The
That's
guy.
Sharp 6 party.
But so I can get it on.